Hey everyone, it's Jojo here and welcome to my video. As you can see from the title, we're going to be doing a Huohuo cosplay review from Dokidoki. As soon as I saw this character was released in the game, because I've been playing it almost since day one, and I've already cosplayed Bailu, who I don't have in the game yet. Sadness. But anyway, yes, Huohuo came out and I instantly fell in love with her, and I was like, I need to cosplay her. And cosplay companies are like that when it comes to making cosplays from popular games, so she came out quite soon after she was actually released in the game, so I was able to get my hands on the cosplay, and of course I'm going to be reviewing the one from Dokidoki today. So as I was looking around at the time of like trying to find the cosplay, there wasn't many places you could buy them. The main ones I was looking at was Dokidoki and Huohuo, but at this point you can buy it almost anywhere, such as AliExpress. But out of all the places even now, Dokidoki does seem to be the cheaper one, especially with the shipping. I'll put some little price comparisons here. So in the end I did go with Dokidoki, but for me I went for the basic one because Dokidoki seem to have like rarities. Which basically just means the higher the rarity, the nicer the cosplay. They probably use nicer fabrics. As you'll see, they're probably less printed stuff, more texture. But at least for me, in terms of the sizing, I had to go for the cheaper one anyway, because the slightly nicer one wouldn't have fit me, because sizing charts, you always go by measurements rather than the like medium large, because I am like a medium to large in like UK sizes, but then like cosplay sizings I always have to buy the biggest extra large they have, because of how the sizing charts are. When ordering, this was a pre-order cosplay at the time, so for me the cosplay was actually shipped separately to the wig and the tail, and that is another thing they do. You don't have to buy the tail, it's more like an extra that you have to pay for. It's a little bit annoying that they do that, but you can actually wear the cosplay without the tail if you played the game, you know. So for me, the cosplay and the wig and tail were shipped separately. For some reason, the cosplay was shipped by Royal Mail, and then the wig and the tail were shipped by Every. Not sure why they were shipped by different companies, even though they came from the same company, but either way, both of them, as soon as they were shipped out, I got them within 2 weeks maximum, which was very quick shipping considering I paid for the cheapest option, and they didn't even charge me extra for shipping even though they were shipped separately. I suppose because it was a pre-order, they just shipped it whenever things were ready. And I did even email them, because I did have the slight issue of the wig that I ordered disappeared from the website, so I emailed them and I was like, hey, am I getting the wig that I ordered? And their response was, this is the wig you ordered. I know, I want to know if I'm getting the one that I actually paid for, and luckily, as you'll see, I did, but I'm still not sure why they took the wig down from the website, so the one that I have is not available anymore. And also at the time, they didn't have the flag accessory, because obviously I ordered it when everything came out. But so if I wanted to buy the flag, I would then have to pay additional shipping charge, so I didn't bother with that. I'm actually getting it 3D printed because it's going to work out cheaper in the end. But even the flag, looking around at different places such as AliExpress, Dokidoki does seem to be the cheaper option. I obviously can't comment on what the quality of it is like because I don't have it, but that's just a little thing. If you want to buy everything now, you can also get the flag and then not have to pay extra for shipping. But anyway, let's get into the unboxing and then of course the review. We're going to start out with the shorts, and they do fit. They are lovely fabric, and the one thing I do love they've done is they are elasticated, so it doesn't matter if you sort of wear them more on your hips or on your waist, you should be able to sort of stretch them out so they will fit you nicely. And as you'll see throughout the whole of this cosplay, most of the fabric has actually got like print on them. I'll get a little proper close-up of that, but yeah, that's a nice little detail that they've added. Rather than just having like plain basic beige fabric, there's print all over it, and then of course the little accents are actually just printed on. I'm sure with some of the nicer cosplays this is actually different fabric, but it's literally just folded over and then hemmed on the edge. So yeah, they're nice little fabric, they do fit. And yeah, can't really complain. So on to the next piece. So next thing is the top slash dress, and honestly I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit confused by Huohuo's design when I saw her character. I wasn't sure if this was like a top with sleeves or if it was going to be like different fabric. It isn't, it's all one piece, at least for this cosplay. But yeah, it literally just pops on together at the collar, and then it does also have a zip on the side for easy access to get it all on. But yeah, it's all just one piece, so it literally just slides over. So yeah, I've got it on, and as you can see, it does fit. The only thing is I have a bit of bagginess around here, so at least for me, I would either like pin it at the sides or even in the back just to make it fit me a little bit better. But it is partially covered by the coat, so it isn't the biggest deal if you don't want to like make it tighter. And yes, it is low cut in the back obviously, but the coat that comes with it will hide if you're wearing a bra or anything, so you won't have to worry about that. You won't have to go braless, which is a nice little design feature of the cosplay. But overall, yeah, it fits. It's nice fabric. I mean, with the nicer ones this would probably be 2 pieces of fabric, but then they've added actual little buckles here. But overall it's just printed fabric. It is nice and shiny. And then of course we've got the hole for Mr. Tail, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, it's a nice length, you can still see the shorts. So next is the coat, and honestly I think it's the nicest piece of the cosplay, because not only yet again does it have the pattern all throughout the coat, you can see that nice there. It's got different textures fabric and even the sleeves. It's got nice lining on the inside, so it's got that nice little pattern, and the actual like inside lining is nice. It's not super shiny. But overall it's just a very pretty coat, even though it does of course have the printing on the bottom. It's a nice piece for the cosplay. So one thing I didn't notice when I first put this on, because Huohuo puts this on her like sort of shoulders around there, I was worried it was going to keep doing this, but luckily there's actually little poppers on the dress and the coat. So yeah, it helps keep the cosplay on. Even if it falls off your shoulders, it's not going to completely fall off. So I like the fact they've done that, because I thought I would have to like safety pin it. But the fact they've just included that little detail so it helps stay on your shoulders, I love the fact they've done that. But yeah, overall the coat fits really nicely. It's a nice length, as I said, nice design. It's got the hole in the back for Mr. Tail. And it's even got her little talismans in the pockets. Unfortunately, they are a little bit frayed, and there is also a little bit of fraying on the cosplay, just little bits of string, but that's nothing you can't just fix with a little bit of scissors. There again, there's another bit of string. But overall, like, the quality of the coat is really nice. I like the fact they've used different fabric. So next comes the accessories of the cosplay. Now they came in 2 bags, so I'm just going to pull them out one by one and just show you what comes with it. So first of all, we have probably the most disappointing prop I think I've ever seen in the cosplay. The belt is nice, but in terms of the actual prop, it is very disappointing. It's literally just a ball with a bit of fabric, but I mean, I turn this around and look at that stitching. That is just horrendous, honestly. Like, it has a little 3D printed prop thing there. Why not make this 3D printed? Apart from that, like, the belt's nice, and I'm not sure which way it goes on, but it literally just slides over and then just sits there. So at least for me, I'm actually getting this remade, and I'm going to get it 3D printed so it actually has all the design actually like sticking out. But if you want just something quick and easy that you don't have to deal with, it works, but it's just a bit disappointing. Like, the rest of the cosplay is such a nice fabric. Why not just add a bit extra to the prop? So next we have what I like to call her little socks, and they're literally just slide on with a bit of elastic. So if you've got like slightly thicker like legs, hopefully they should stretch. I don't know if they change the elastic depending on the size you get, but I'm sure you can always find some leg warmers online. And it's got that little design. It's like just sewn on and hot glued together. I don't know if you see that, that's a bit of hot glue. But it's nice that they include a little like embroidered piece, and they don't feel like they're going to fall off. So next we have the extension of the sleeves. Rather than actually wearing like sleeves underneath your coat, they basically just include a bit of fabric with some elastic. So if your arms are slightly longer, it's nice that they kind of done it this way, because then you can just make the sleeves as long as you want. The only thing is, if the sleeves fall down, or if you're posing for photos, you may then see that it's not a full length sleeve. So I kind of wish the sleeves were a little bit longer, but the fact that she poses basically like this all the time, hopefully you're not gonna see the inside. And of course they do squish your arm a little bit. I'm sure after a full day you're gonna have a elastic mark on your arm, but it's still nice that they include that. And yeah, like you're not restricted to the actual sleeve on the inside. So yeah, it's quite nice. So next we have the necklace piece, and I believe this has been 3D printed, because right down at the bottom, I don't know if you can see that, if it will focus, there is a few like 3D printed lines, or it might be resin printed, or it might just be plastic, I'm not quite sure. The little gems are glued on, and we've got this nice little tassel, and it's all attached with a nice bit of rope, and it literally just clips on like a normal like necklace. So this does actually slide underneath the collar and kind of sit like that, but yeah, just sits nicely. It fits, like it's not gonna squish your neck. It's quite a large piece of rope, and then yeah, that just kind of sits like that. So next we have the hat, and yet again all matches with the fabric, and it's got little 3D printed pieces on it, and then also some embroidered bits. And it also came with this. At first this wasn't in the hat, and I was confused what it was, but there's actually this little black like pocket here. This literally just slides into, and it's part of the hat. Unfortunately, the hat is very floppy and will not stay on your head if it's windy or you bend down. So I'm actually going to add some clips and maybe even a bit of foam to add some structure to it, because otherwise it's just a little bit sad. Then we have a few little pieces in here. So first of all, we have the hair clip, which obviously just goes in her hair. One thing I didn't notice, she actually wears plasters on her fingers, so they've included just some basic plasters. Like, I like the fact they did that. They didn't have to. I didn't even notice, but until they include that, I then realised, yeah, she's got plasters on her fingers, so I got some free plasters. And it also came with a piece of hot glue. Thank you, Dokidoki, that's very kind of you. But yeah, if anything breaks, you can then just like easily fix it like that. It's just glued on with hot glue. So it's nice they included a piece of hot glue. That's that is a thing. And then last but not least, for the main cosplay, is the X or the cross for where Mr. Tail goes. So of course the cosplay doesn't actually come with Mr. Tail, but if you've played the game, at certain points Mr. Tail flies off, and he is actually a spirit, so he's not always a tail. So if you don't want to buy the tail, you can just buy this and then attach it where the hole is. So it's annoying that they charge extra for the tail, but I can kind of see why they do it, because maybe not everyone wants to wear it. But yeah, that literally just attaches with a little safety pin. So of course, onto the things that didn't come with the cosplay, which was of course the wig and the tail. Now, as I mentioned, this wig doesn't seem to exist on the website anymore, and like their customer service wasn't the best. But the fact I got the wig that I paid for, I'm happy. Of course, it is gonna need some styling, and even the tag is not from Dokidoki. So I don't know exactly where this original wig came from, but if you're someone who's not maybe fond or like good with styling, you can buy Huohuo wigs with attached ears. I'm gonna try and style some ears into the wig, but I also know a few people that do like ear commission, so I may get some made for this wig. But in terms of like the colour and style, I much prefer this one over the other one, which is way too green and has the extra bit of green, which isn't really accurate. So I'm glad I got the wig that I paid for. It's just gonna need a little bit of work, so that's something for future me to deal with. And then of course we've got Mr. Tail, which is nice and fluffy, soft. It's got a nice shape to it, and the way you literally attach it is through the hole that's in the back of the cosplay. You literally just have to thread it through and tie it around your waist. The only thing, which isn't the best, I don't know if you can see, the way they've sewn it, they've literally just pulled some of the hair up and then sewn that to the round piece. So if I show you, this you can't poke, but if I poke up the top, it's literally attached by the fur. Like, they could have quite easily attached it to the fabric that's inside it. So there is already like a little bit of a hole there, just where you can see, hopefully, it's not attached to the fabric. So you can't actually like brush the fur this way. It's not very well attached. I mean, it's attached, it's staying, but it's like they could have quite easily attached it to the actual fabric, so if the hair does eventually start to pull, it's just gonna fall off. It's a little bit annoying that they've done it like that, but I mean, it wasn't too expensive. I just wish they improved on that a little bit. He's a bit droopy. Like, he should be fully flat against my back around here, but because there's no support on the back, hopefully you can see that, it's just kind of drooping. Unlike with my Bailu tail, which actually has like a safety pin on the top to help keep it up, this doesn't, so you just got the string like pulling against your waist all day. So at least for me, I think I'm going to safety pin it next to the coat, or even just wear some high-waisted shorts underneath these, so just give it that extra support so it's actually sitting up all the way where it should be. And also depending on like where your waist is, it may not line up with the hole, so that may be a slight issue that you may come across, which is a bit annoying, but I guess it is what it is. So overall, the base cosplay, I really like how it looks and how it fits, but the accessories are kind of what bring it down. Like I said, you've got some really nice accessories that you don't have to touch, and then other ones which they need a bit of fixing and structure. And like I said, the wig is going to need styling, but that's not a problem for me personally. But if you're someone who doesn't like styling wigs, you can buy some that come with ears. I think the one on the website does, but the colour isn't quite as accurate. But overall, the cosplay is good, but I wouldn't recommend it for like a beginner or someone who doesn't know how to fix things or doesn't like crafting, because you cannot wear this with everything by like as it comes. I mean, you can try and wear the hat, but it's just the heavy thing, it's just sliding off my hand. So I would give this like a 7, but at least for me there's things I want to fix up. So if you don't want to deal with that, maybe go for the higher quality one. I don't know if that will fix some of the issues, or maybe look somewhere else for a Huohuo cosplay if you did want to cosplay her. So yeah, I've got a few things to fix up, but hopefully this video was informative and helpful. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.